guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Gothitropolis Fantastic Exclusive Ravens from Four Horsemen Design. Yeah, at last we finally have these amazing birds in our collection. So the Ravens have been on the radar for quite some time now, and the Horsemen were finally able to bring them to us via a Kickstarter campaign. Well, now the rewards have finally started shipping out, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of these awesome figures here today. So first things first, the Gothitropolis Ravens come in that same style clamshell packaging that we've seen for some of the other Gothitropolis and Seventh Kingdom and several of the other Four Horsemen Design figures in the past. You can see the blister card fully showcases the figure and all of his accessories within. And when you flip that around to the backside, we're treated to some beautiful artwork of the main Raven, Decimus, done by the very talented Nate Barch, along with a look at all of the different variants that were available in this lineup. You can see that there is a wide variety of different birds here. A few of them I picked up for myself, and we're going to take a look at here today. Oh, hey, I know that guy. Alright, so one of the cool things about the packaging here, just like we've seen with the other Four Horsemen boxes in the past, it's collector friendly. That means you can actually remove the little plastic lip up at the top, slide out that cardboard backer, and you can pull the figure out of the clamshell. That means that after you pull them out and you play with them for a while, you decide you want to put them back in the box, you can do that. You can put them right back in the clamshell, you can slide the cardboard backer right back in there, and you can display this guy inside of his packaging. I love that about these boxes, so it gives you different ways that you can display these, and that way you don't have to feel guilty about opening them up if you decide you like them better in the boxes. But I'm going to open these up, and we're going to take a closer look at them here today. We'll go ahead and start things off with the main man himself, the head of the pack, the actual Raven in this batch, which is Decimus Haban. Decimus is an incredibly cool looking action figure. He stands right at about 7 inches tall, and just like we've seen with many of the other incredible Four Horsemen Design toys, especially in the Gothitropolis line like we saw with Scarabus, the sculpt and the paintwork and everything about this guy is top notch. Let's go ahead and start by taking a look at the sculpt work here. He's got that fantastic raven head, the long pointy beak, the great feathered look, the beady red eyes. But then when you go down his body there, you can see just how intricate all of the detailing is in the sculpt. He's wearing some beautiful armor that has a fantastic paint job there with a lot of paint apps going on. You've got some really great kind of metallic silvers and some darker kind of shinier blacks and some bronze colors all worked in there with a beautiful bird design right there on the breast. You can see that great design goes all the way down the body with a little loincloth piece hanging down in the front there. And he's also got this awesome belt that is going around his waist, which is a separate piece. It's a fully separate sculpt there that's attached to the figure. And it's really great. Great details going on there. Again, a lot of really good paint apps because it's got a really nice leather look to it. You've got the cool little gold and red emblem right there on the front buckle. And looking all around that belt, there's a lot of great little gadgets and little weapons and stuff all hanging off of his belt there, which is very cool. And everything is beautifully painted. You can see the feathers on the body look fantastic. The way it's kind of ruffled around and it sticks out mostly on his forearms there, around his elbows, the back of the legs, the way they kind of fray out there, and the shape of the legs is very bird-like. And one of the things that I love the most are the actual bird feet there. Because of the way that they're painted, they look very realistic. Even on his back, you'll notice that he's got tiny little wings that are sticking out of the back of his armor. The paintwork is nice and crisp and clean, very shiny and vibrant and colorful. Even though he's a darker character, everything about this guy really pops and stands out, and overall it is just a fantastic sculpt. Now, Decimus here is the main Raven in the batch, but like we saw in the back of the packaging, there are several different variants that are available. And I picked up a few of them, which we're also going to take a look at in this video, including Cardinus, the Cardinal, Flamingus, the Flamingo, and my personal favorite, the Kickstarter exclusive, Minotaur, the Duck. Awesome. Oh, and let's not forget Eagleus, the screaming American eagle. This guy here was actually offered exclusively on their website with this awesome America package. I didn't pick him up as part of my Kickstarter campaign, but had to pick him up after he got this awesome United States of America flag packaging treatment. I just thought he was brilliant. So each one of these birds all utilize the exact same body that we saw with Decimus there. You'll just notice that they all feature their own paint jobs that kind of bring out all of their colors. So the flamingo has got that bright pink ruffled feather look, and his armor is more of a black color with an awesome kind of turquoise metallic blue that's seen right there on the emblems on his chest and his shoulders. The cardinal has got kind of more of a black and gold color scheme going on there, and Minotaur the duck has got a really great kind of black and pearlescent white look going on with his armor. So even though they utilize the same bodies, it works very well for all of these figures. Eagleus, of course, has an amazing red, white, and blue color palette going on there. And then the one thing that really separates these guys, of course, from our Raven Decimus is the fact that they all have their own unique head sculpts. And all of the sculpts are awesome. And very realistic looking. I mean, Cardinus looks like a real cardinal. Flamingus has beautiful real-life flamingo details. I love the look of the bald eagle with that screaming open mouth there. And then, of course, Minotaur the duck, who has a scar going across his eye and he's wearing a sweet helmet with horns. How can you not love Minotaur the duck? What a great character. So each of these birds do include a few accessories. Decimus is a little bit more unique than the rest of them. He comes with this long staff that has a nice little sickle hook on the end with some beautiful sculpted details on there, fantastic paint job. On the other end of it, it's got a spiked mace and even has a real metal chain hanging off of it. Decimus can hold that in his hands in some very good poses there. You can get great two-handed poses, single-handed poses, and the articulation on the guy really allows you to kind of match that up in many different styles. Each of those other birds come with a very similar weapon, but instead of having the little sickle type thing on the top, they actually just have a spear, and the metal chain is lacking from those. But you will notice that they are all individually colored to more match the outfits that each of the birds are wearing. So I mentioned that articulation while talking about how you can pose them with their spears, so let's go ahead and run that down. The heads are articulated at the base of the neck, and it's on a nice ball joint, so it can roll all the way around, look left and right very nicely. You got really nice ball joints at the shoulders, so the arms can go upwards, move forwards, and backwards. You've got swivels at the bicep. You've got fantastic double joints at the elbow. You've got swivels at the wrist, as well as hinge joints at the wrist. The torso can rock around there, and you also have a swivel at the waist, and you will notice that belt, like I said, is a separate piece. Doesn't hinder the articulation whatsoever. You got really nice ball joints at the thighs, so the legs can go outwards, they can move forwards and backwards, as well as swivel there at the thighs. You got really nice knee joints. You've got a joint at the lower portion of the leg, so like the double knee, just like you would see for a bird, so you can get that great bird stance. And then you also have swivels and standard hinges at the ankles. All of the articulation is nice and tight on these guys. In fact, when you first pull them out of the box, they might be overly tight because they haven't really been worked out yet, so you might want to take caution when first moving them around, but once you get them worked out, you should have no problem getting some really great poses, and the poses hold very nicely due to that tight articulation. Now, one of the other things that all of these birds feature are interchangeable feet. Each of the birds comes with open claws as well as gripping claws that can be swapped on in place of the standard feet. Now, obviously, the birds can't stand up while using either of these poses, so this is great if you have a flight stand of some sort. That way you can get these guys looking like they're flying through the air or hovering above ground, and you can get some really great, more realistic bird-like looks with their feet. In addition to that, Minotaur the duck and Flamingus both come with interchangeable webbed feet, which makes so much more sense for these two particular birds. I absolutely love having that option. So I did briefly talk about flight stands, and I'm going to go ahead and throw these in here because I did get these as part of my Kickstarter campaign. Four Horsemen offered these awesome exclusive stands. I got 3 of them here. They just have the little C-clamps on the back, and you can raise and lower the C-clamps if you want to. They fit nicely around the waist of the Ravens, and that way you can raise them up a little bit and get some slightly kind of hovering poses above the ground. Oh yeah, and we totally have to go back to Aeolus real quick, because one of the things that's so great about that whole patriotic color scheme going on there, Aeolus includes his own cloth cape. As you can see, it's got a fantastic American flag design, although it's slightly altered so that it looks kind of like a bird head on the blue starfield portion. And it has a really nice little clasp on the front there that's shaped kind of like a bird skull. You can drape this right over Aeolus' shoulders, and it just really makes him look awesome. He definitely stands out from the rest of the batch, and he's probably the most patriotic figure I own now. He's awesome. So there you go, my friends. There is a look at the new Ravens, or the birds, from Four Horsemen Studios. I love these figures. I feel like we've been waiting so long for them, but it was well worth the wait. They have fantastic sculpts, really great articulation, beautiful paint jobs with so many paint apps. These guys are just fantastic, and they will really stand out as something special on your shelves. Now, if you back the Kickstarter campaign, these are finally starting to ship, so you should be receiving them if you haven't already, as well as those who were able to pre-order them off of the website. Now, these sold out right away, but there's potential that we might see more of these in the future, so definitely stay tuned to storehorsemen.com for the latest on everything from Four Horsemen Design. Until next time.